Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports.
On the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Certainly happy to have you along. Chase McLaughlin has it on the tee, and off we go here in Tampa. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out of the tackle.
You can explore new cities and areas. Vice City,
This
Liberty
defense is a
City,
difficult one
Rose
to
City,
prepare for.
Chicago
One of the best in
City,
the league.
a.k.a. Windy
They'll come
Bay,
at you from all
Anywhere
angles,
City,
and they did a nice job there stopping them
Cotton
for a
Mountain,
loss.
Independence City, Bulworth, New Dublin, and much more secret places. Restored beta objects. You can go on a mission. You can purchase properties. Visit famous places. More gang wars. Support style. Perfect mom. Perfect man. Explore America. GTA style. In the biggest mall. Project Eagle with the biggest map. GTA San Andreas. You can explore cities and areas. Vice City.
Even if you just gotta take the foot and just attempt to close it. Something besides leaving it wide open. I don't expect you to completely close it, but at least try. Otherwise,
and much more secret places. Restored beta objects. You can go on a mission. You can purchase properties. Visit famous places. More gang wars. Support.
How sports have changed across GTA games. In GTA 3, sports technically exist in the world, but you can't actually play any of them. There are basketball courts on Portland Island and more inside the park on Staunton Island, plus a massive stadium in the city. But all of these locations are purely decorative. You can't shoot hoops, enter matches, or interact with them in any way. In Vice City, Rockstar expanded sports locations, but gameplay was still missing. Basketball courts returned, tennis courts are added, and there's even a huge golf course. Tommy can enter the golf course, but only after dropping his weapons and changing clothes. You can drive around using a golf cart and explore the area, but you still can't actually play golf, tennis, or basketball. It's all visual, no inside.
Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You got to be precise with your throws down near the red zone. Now goes into double coverage, and he gets picked up.
And they'll get him down past the 15-yard line. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a
I'm about to put Hershey's to make it seem like she did in her tub. And she didn't wipe herself and she still put them in her damn goddamn clothes. Young ass.
Well, this defense for the Bucs, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Y'all see it? I'm in
And
the
that is
process
going
of
to be
moving.
incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time to have a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback.
Have all the
When you're
y'all
trying to
know
throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on,
your
it
bad
helps
like,
have the big
you know,
gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Tua going to throw.
Might be some snake.
And that will be incomplete as well.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game. It's certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
And the punter bailing on now as he sends this one away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. The Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. I love the phrase, if it ended today, and I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be at the end today, but we also know it's not ending today. Right. So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in the conference.
Trash throw on target to Godwin here. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. The Buccaneers at 10-1 now on the year, and they come in on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them, to me, as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
They go right back to White here on first down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That's how you shake off the interception they threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll go up the middle with White. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more on that one and another first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and busts through it for a solid game.
Now a throw end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage. He decided to test him early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Trask. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Jordan Brooks, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
What's up, Nucky here?
What's up?
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice.
What about me?
Here comes third and goal.
What about me?
Working out.
Told you you're looking at your sister.
No.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer
Get that from my shit ass.
Huh?
Get that from her earlier.
Oh.
And the Bucs will jump on top for the game's first score here this afternoon.
What you doing?
One of the keys
Damn,
to
man.
their winning streak has been scoring first, and they deal with it right there, getting the first 6
What am I gonna try to wait for you?
Meeting with the offensive coordinator.
You ain't ready for this.
Absolutely. With some teams, I script to probe
Look.
the game. Other teams, I script
Hold
to
on.
attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games.
I gotta try to wait. What? Calling your name.
What is that?
My controller. The controller calling your name.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point.
That's the new man.
Huh?
And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead.
Yo.
That's the new man.
Time as they go 9 plays.
Yeah.
And Kate Otten caps things off with a touchdown grab.
I'm in church when I get to the house.
Huh?
I'm in church when I get to the house.
Alright.
Touchdown. Here's McLaughlin to kick
Alright.
off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Miami set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. The slot man in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window. Because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about.
I don't give a fuck.
The number 1 offense in the league.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outside.
Big Smoke's betrayal is something that stuck with me for years. I could never understand why he helped Sweet and CJ escape during reuniting the family.
His early struggles continue. Here's another intercepted.
For those who don't know, reuniting the families is a mission where the Grove Street families try to bring all their split-up sets back together and make peace. By 1992, the gang was at war internally, and the Grove Street family wanted to stay out of the drug trade that Tenpenny was pushing. But sets like Seville Boulevard wanted their entire foot in it, which caused conflict with Temple Drive, who were trying to stay peaceful with the Grove Street family. Eventually, this escalated into a huge mess, with Temple Drive siding with the Wallace and refusing to protect Grove Street if anything happened on their turf.
CJ, watch your back right here, man. I get so bad. I thought this was family's turn. Yeah, it's Temple Drive family. You don't roll them.
The Seville Boulevard families even trapped Sweet in the Flats apartments in Playerdale, Seville, trying to ambush and kill him, chasing him back to his own hood. But despite all the violence within his own gang, Sweet didn't hold hatred toward the other sets. Realistically, he could have ordered a full-scale war. You might say the Grove Street families were the weakest set among the 3 at the time. But during reuniting the families, they had rebuilt the Grove Street families and were in a strong position. They didn't need to reunite with the other family gangs. They could have expanded the GSF into other areas like the beach, Temple, and Idlewood. But Sweet wanted unity amongst the family's gangs and scheduled a meetup in rival turf. With the Rolling Heights Wallace at the back of the Jefferson Motel and the Northside Vagos at the front. This wasn't the smartest thing to do, but it was up to Sweet. When they arrived, the spot had already been swatted by the Los Santos Police Department and several members were killed in the ambush. Sweet was supposed to meet up with the other family reps, and as soon as he stepped inside, was supposed to be met with gunfire and killed. The only reason I know this is true is because multiple
family's gang members are visibly in the hotel, way more than there should be, since there were only supposed to be 3 reps per set.
It's strictly 1 rep per set. You guys will have to wait here.
We'll be there just in case, bro.
Was Sweet included in the 3? I used to believe that Big Smoke was supposed to be the one who killed Sweet in this mission, since he pulls up with an AK-47 that he had gotten from Emmett. But the way he acts in this cutscene makes it feels like he's putting on a show and acting vulnerable to get CJ's guard down.
Hey, I'm feeling a little exposed, but I'm good.
Which is something we see him do throughout the game.
Hey, baby, you okay, man? Nah, man. It's my mom's, huh? Hey, I don't know why this had to happen, but I promise you, I'm gonna find out who killed your moms.
The bigger question now is, why did he later show up to save CJ and Sweet when he could have let them die and continued his drug operations? The answer is, he did it to save CJ, and I know this sounds crazy, but please hear me out. Sweet was always the intended target, but CJ just always happened to be there. Everything involving Tenpenny, Big Smoke, the families, and Ballas always pointed back to targeting Sweet Johnson. This is because Sweet is the leader of the Grove Street family, and with Sweet out of the way, Big Smoke is second in command, would step into position as the leader. But even with the fall of the families due to crack, the family still respected Sweet as their leader, which we can see this in Los Sepulcros, where a funeral is being held for Little Weasel. He used to be a member of the Grove Street families, but had joined the Ballas to make profit instead of remaining loyal. In this mission, there is a plot hole with Sweet saying that Smoke and CJ killed Little Weasel earlier in Glen Park. But during this ambush at the Vinewood Cemetery, the Ballas, including their leader Kane from Front Yard, was supposed to attend. Sweet wanted to make Grove Street be feared again, so he came up with a plan to attack them. He told CJ to recruit 2 Grove Street families who would ride and carry out this mission with them. They fought through the Ballas and killed Kane. But I only bring this up because it shows Sweet holds a high level of respect if he can get others to tag along to kill for him. And in Los Santos, we know that respect is earned, not given, which we learned early on with Carl being denied Grove Street recruits when his respect is low. So I think it's safe to assume that Sweet has to follow the same rules when it comes to demanding respect. The only people I've seen disrespect Sweet are those who already betrayed him and the family's gang. That loyalty from the family's gang is everything Big Smoke always wanted. This is why, if Big Smoke's cracked in, it's filled with Ballas, Reapas, and Vagos. I don't recall ever seeing a family's gang member in there, but I might be wrong. CJ, however, is consistently called a running dog. That's not even just me calling him that, since it's the name of one of the missions, but the actual meaning even means a loyal follower, which everyone wants CJ to run and be
through the end zone for a touchback. Now they're a little further behind the 8 ball after the
There's also a theory going around that Tenpenny was behind using his corruption in the police department to get rid of Sweet. This motive kind of makes sense, due to Sweet's leadership threatening Tenpenny's ability to move around the city as he pleased. However, there is a big issue with this theory. This ambush was a SWAT operation, meaning that Tenpenny likely had little to no influence over the ambush. The SWAT team has more pull and authority than a regular officer or even Crash. So because of these factors, this raid could have been unavoidable, regardless of Tenpenny's involvement, suggesting that it was something that was going to happen anyway, rather than a direct order by him. The only setup that happens involving Tenpenny is in the Green Saber match. This is when CJ learns about Big Smoke and Ryder's betrayal, realizes that his brother is being set up. He then rushes to Sweet, who is trapped under the Mulholland intersection, in a shootout with the Ballas. That's when the LSPD shows up, and notice that you don't see no SWAT team show up for this huge shootout. This detail matters because it means that Tenpenny had power over this situation. But instead of calling this off, he would use this as another play in his plan to take over. He used this as leverage to manipulate CJ and dangle Sweet's freedom in exchange for CJ being his running dog. So this rescue mission wasn't a plot hole at all. It's just another example of how people, including Sweet, manipulate CJ to do their dirt, which Sweet even calls him his running dog in the Green Saber.
CJ!
And this pass broken up.
Sweet knows how desperate CJ is to earn his approval and respect.
Chelsea brothers gonna take that back.
He eventually earned Sweet's approval, but you can see how CJ went from wanting everyone's approval to eventually becoming his own man.
But this is why Sweet wasn't killed off and reuniting the families, because CJ had became an important asset to the drug trade and everyone involved in it during 1992. But now I have a hard time trying to understand Emmett's complete role in the plan to kill Sweet. Ever since I went back and rewatched my video about it, I don't know what signs make sense, or what signs were there to let us know he was a snake. I just know he had some involvement in the hit on Sweet. But go check out that video and let me know what conclusions you come up with, because I was trying way too hard in that video. OG Grow hoodies are now on sale, so make sure you grab one before they're wasted. Also, Banging on Wax the Family's Limited Edition is out now, so check the pinned comment. If you appreciate this kind of content, consider joining the membership to get exclusive perks for the OG fans.
This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
I joined because of a girl. I didn't know how to swim when I joined the Navy. I got dumped by a girl, and it was just time to leave town. The easiest way is to join the Marine Corps. It's going to suck, but it's going to be awesome. I went to join the Marine Corps. The Marine recruiter was not the office. The Navy guy was. The only reason I went in there is my 2 Marine buddies told me it choked that the Marine Corps is actually part of the department of the Navy. It's just a business. I'm like, man, where's the Marine? Maybe we'll know you because he's in the Navy. He goes, why do you want the Marine? I found me a sniper. He said, well, don't trust me, we have snipers in the Navy. In SEAL first, I went to SEAL training. First day there, he said, I know you've probably read the books and seen the movies, regardless of what you've been told. This course is not impossible. You can graduate, so I will never ask you to do anything impossible. But I will make it something very hard. Follow immediately by something very hard, day after day after day. 8 straight. That sounds like fun. Don't think about it. Do it like this. Wake up in the morning on time, make your bed the right way, and then brush your teeth. Make it to the program, work out on time, and as a geek.
Teams that got sued by the NFL, but then countersued them back. Back in 1995, the NFL operated like a strict family where everyone shared their allowance equally, meaning it didn't matter who sold the most jerseys or the least, because every team got the exact same check from the league's merchandise sales. But Jerry Jones had a massive problem with this. You see, he desperately wanted to sign superstar Deion Sanders to win a Super Bowl, but he needed millions of dollars in cash up front to pay the signing bonus, which he wasn't allowed to generate since the league controlled all the official sponsors like Coca-Cola and Reebok. But then he discovered a secret loophole. Jones realized that while the league owned the Cowboys logo, he personally owned Texas Stadium, so he went behind the league's back and signed massive independent deals for the stadium with the league's biggest rivals, Pepsi and Nike, even parading Nike's founder on the sidelines during a Monday Night Football game just to rub it in. But the NFL was absolutely furious. They immediately sued Jones for $300 million, accusing him of betraying the other owners and stealing revenue by breaking the league's trust. But Jerry Jones didn't flinch. Instead of apologizing, he countersued the NFL for $750 million, calling the league an illegal cartel. The owners were so terrified of losing that they settled the case, allowing Jones to keep his money and sign Deion Sanders and single-handedly create a local revenue system that allows teams today to keep billions of dollars for themselves. Teams that got sued by the NFL but then countersued them back. Back in 1995, the NFL operated like a strict family where everyone shared their allowance equally, meaning it didn't matter if you sold the most jerseys or the least, because every team got the exact same check from the league's merchandise sale. But Jerry Jones had a massive problem with this. You see, he desperately wanted to sign superstar Deion Sanders to win a Super Bowl, but he needed millions of dollars in cash up front to pay the signing bonus, which he wasn't allowed to generate since the league controlled all the official sponsors like Coca-Cola and Reebok. But then he discovered a secret loophole. Jones realized that while the league owned the Cowboys logo, he personally owned Texas Stadium, so he went behind the league's back and signed massive independent deals for the stadium with the league's biggest rivals, Pepsi and Nike, even parading Nike's founder on the sidelines during a Monday Night Football. This is crazy.
What if I told you that David Weston is actually not dead, even after picking option C? Because when you play through the storyboard, you can see that he has lots of other businesses and shady connections. When you pick the only right ending, called option C, Trevor first collects Devin Weston.
That's Trevor Phillips, you idiots!
Okay, not like the fail screen, but actually collects him and then later drives him to the spot and throws him off. But looking closer at the scene, it's not completely sure if he's dead or alive, and the Rockstar never confirmed his death. And now, looking at Michael's new online DLC, there is another hint, because it looks like Devin Weston himself is gone, but the system and what he stands for is not, and this scene explains it perfectly.
Did you check out that place at Jonesboro Hills? You didn't find that too, did you? Previous owner. He wasn't very nice.
Instantly after that, the new one gets introduced.
I am Mr. Philip. Perhaps you have heard my name? Yeah, I heard it. Banking, right? Yeah. Well, you got his attention. You want my advice?
Watch yourself with that guy. It's like that, it's all smiles and no, it ain't.
What if I told you that Devin Weston is actually not dead, even after picking option C? Because when you play through the story mode, you can see that he has lots of other businesses and shady connections. When you pick the only right ending, called option C, Trevor first collects Devin Weston.
That's Trevor Phillips, you idiots!
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of
Not like the fans, but actually collects him, and then later drives him to the spot and throws him off. But looking closer at the scene, it's not completely sure if he's dead or alive, and Rockstar never confirmed his death. And now, looking at Michael's new online DLC, there is another hint, because it looks like Devin Weston himself is gone, but the system and what he stands for is not, and this scene explains it perfectly.
You check out that place in Tonga Hills? You didn't buy that too, did you? Previous owner. He wasn't very nice.
And instantly after that, the new one gets introduced.
Oh, I am Mr. Fake. Perhaps you respect my name. Yeah, I heard it. Thank you, right? Well, you got his attention. You want my advice? Watch yourself with that guy. But like that, it's all smiles and no, it ain't.
What if I told you that Devin Weston is actually not dead, even after picking option C? Because when you play through the story mode, you can see that he has lots of other businesses and shady connections. When you pick the only right ending, called option C, Trevor first collects Devin Weston.
That's Trevor Phillips, you
Basket, the
idiots!
Bucks now going to come up 1st and 10. At about the 32.
Not like the fail screen, but actually collects him, and then later drives him to the spot and throws him off. But looking closer at the scene, it's not completely sure if he's dead or alive, and Rockstar never confirmed his death. And now, looking at Michael's new online DLC, there is another hint, because it looks like Devin Weston himself is gone, but the system and what he stands for is not, and this scene explains it perfectly.
You check out that place in Tonga Hills? You didn't buy that too, did you? Previous owner. He wasn't very nice.
And instantly after that, the new one gets introduced.
Oh, I am Mr. Fake. Perhaps you have heard my name. Yeah, I heard it. Banking, right? Well, you got his attention. You want my advice? Watch yourself with that guy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's all smiles and no, it ain't.
What if I told you that Devin Weston is actually not dead, even after picking option C? Because when you play through the story mode, you can see that he has lots of other businesses and shady connections. When you pick the only right ending, called option C.
As they begin 1st and 10.
Are you looking for a price in your community?
And he is going to lose yardage here. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who shake it up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. H.N. here, they stay on the ground. And it just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
No gain on that one. And while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Pressure comes and down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack and it leads to 4. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
They do to either be famous or rich. But even before his time, this was still a important thing. People wanted to be famous, making the ones that was popular trick on people from the world they knew everyone wanted coming to them. In this case, the movie industry and LS had their hands dirty with how they use their power.
Can't feel the cleanly, it's loose. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. A big play there. Take it in. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7.
being
Looking back, they're preaching two hands on the ball here as they kicks away following that fumble return.
Being killed by the CEO, along with a lady.
Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
People in the industry know.
And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line.
Saying that to say it didn't matter. You
The
can always
Bucs
find another
offense set
active
to
way
begin
ambition
their next
while keeping their
possession.
place.
So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Trash throw complete there to Beckham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down.
It's even fair to say these two even went farther than most people before them. Of course,
To
they
throw
did the
is
regular
Trask.
like harass secretaries and overuse
He's
their
going to
power.
fire this thing
One
deep
time
right
when
sideline.
David
And
made
it is
higher weapons to stab each other,
incomplete.
leaving them
Good
to both
positioning
die.
there
This was the thing
downfield.
they
The ball.
enjoyed, being back making movies. This was a wild thing, but Peter took things over the top. As we know, an actress in LS, Lenora Johnson, was another of the industry victims. For her death, she played a role in a movie called Road Runner 2 years before, which was a success. Leonora, though, again, was someone who was used, being used and played upon. But the year of her death, she was involved in a Peter Dreyfuss movie, but was murdered, mutated him before they can even film. The role she was going to be in, she just was replaced. Leonora died in January of '75. 2 months later, he came clean about what he did to David in the letter. He instantly rips it up to help his friend, of course. But this became one of the reasons David stopped making movies. The same year he found out about Lenora, he made one last movie going to pass everything down to his son Solomon. But Dreyfuss would continue making movies, catching the 80s wave. Was the young guy at this point, while David was a little older. He didn't stop flooding movies up until the early 90s after one of his movies didn't do well. In his mind, he made so many classics, he felt he was making other people suffer, not putting anything out, along with something revealed later. While doing all this, he even took it a step further to send our parents her body parts just because he could, and still remained on a pedestal. 1 year before the events of GTA 5, David Richards died at 103, but Lenora's death was something he held. He told Solomon's son, but that was immediate family. Outside of this, Peter and David was in the clear from their doings, but him saying this ends up being leaked by his nephew in an interview. Even with that being out there, it's nothing Peter could get arrested for. David's status stayed the same, along with Peter. People in LS even started to give him more credit than they did it in the past. But with the internet era, Lenora Johnson's death started to be talked about more. Weasel News even reported it by the time 2013 came.
Following the news that a confession letter was destroyed by movie mogul David Richards, crime obsessives and amateur detectives are trying to discover who killed Leonora Johnson in a bloody and unsolved murder nearly 40 years ago. The starlet was hacked to death in a murder many believe was covered up.
This holiday season, step into a home you truly love. It's the season of savings event at Tampa Furniture Outlet, and we're bringing you incredible low prices on all your favorite furniture styles. With the largest selection of name brand furniture in Tampa, we have everything you need to upgrade your space. On a budget, we offer interest-free and no credit needed financing. Find a lower price, we'll beat it. Guaranteed. Experience comfort and savings like never before this holiday season with the help of Tampa Furniture Outlet. Visit us today.
Bad breath in dogs and cats? Not normal, not cute, and definitely not harmless. If your furry best friend has a mouth that smells like a sewer, it's time to pay attention. Because bad breath isn't just gross, it's a warning sign. The smell usually comes from one place, tartar buildup, that crusty stuff around the gum line. We believe was covered up. Now the long cold case is getting warm again.
But with that letter being destroyed, again, he was in the clear. Either went to Tom on the website without her on a burner account showing the exemption he had and built decades ago. He held on to what he did, though. And in a way that became one of the things he had to help to brag on.
Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Frankly, being from Los Santos, he was always aware of the foul things in LA.
Again, it's Trask.
Was too blind to see. For example, Michael was blinded by the palm trees and the sunny days. People like Michael didn't think of people like Frank. Saying that to say, Frank was also a very dream being brought up in the area. No one cares about him.
Oh man, this
Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from around the NFL. He and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life. No doubt about it. You're stuck with me in this booth. He's miles away and smiling. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage to get one of the best plays yet. As they finally get down into the red zone, and look to finish this off with 6.
Tomorrow we'll try a training montage. A training one? I was just lost in an 80s movie fantasy. Yeah, I can see you spend a lot of time there. As much as I can. So that's why you here in Vinewood, right? But as we know, one of Franklin's goals was to make money. But Franklin also was a victim of people higher up doing the same thing, similar to what Dreyfus did in his prime. He saw his own Simeon, he stuck his neck out, and as soon as he was forced into smashing his window, he was let go even being threatened. You were like a son to me! Employee of the month! Does that mean nothing to you?
Man, the dude had a gun to my head.
No loyalty! No integrity! You should have taken the bullet! My business, my totally legitimate business! You are fucked, my boy! Fucked! Just like it's nothing in the movie industry to find another actor, it was nothing to get another repo man. He even showed working for Simeon wasn't getting him and Lamar anywhere. He was just wishing for the best.
Foreign gangsters about real shit.
You think running repos for them Armenian frosts was serious? Man, please.
No, that's why they come at your ass for fucking shit up.
Even when he started to actually be in Vinewood, he was played upon still. Even though he knew the type of people there, when he runs into an up-and-coming paparazzi guy, his thoughts about this area was confirmed.
What the fuck? Give me that motherfucker.
Hey, whoa, back up there, cowboy. I know my constitutional rights. Anyway, I know you're coming here to suck cock, so it's all right.
What the fuck you talking about?
Oh, hey, look, I saw my quarterback lose, man. And, you know, some of those older records of yours, even they sound a little bit closeted, I'm just saying.
What? A black man walking in Vinewood, you think he play PG sellout? Bitch ass punk motherfucker.
Shit, man. Oh, hey, I'm sorry, man. But again, for money.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
I didn't have my contacts in, you know. I mean, I love playing.
And he gets it
You know,
inside the 10 to
they look gangster, like gangster
88
rap.
yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
Hands up, man. It's his business. Leave motherfuckers alone.
Why do you care, man? I mean, because, you know why? Because they all think they're gods, right? Well, fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Tries to throw it.
Them. Fuck them. They're not magic. No, they're no better
And
than
now
me.
here's
They're no better than
another
me.
interception.
We got Miranda. Miranda, I love you,
Dolphins are going to
Miranda.
take
Come on.
possession
Go,
here
cut.
as
Fucking
they've
Miranda,
got it
fucking
at
cow
their
it.
own
That's the
4-yard
fucking
line.
megastar.
CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was, or whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
In the money, man. In the money, bro. Come on.
Let's face it, that goes to the goal line to throw an interception is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and look to fight another down. 1st and goal and you throw the pitch. Not good.
I really don't think so. Hey, look. If you don't want to become rich beyond your wildest dreams while performing a vital public service, you won't meet me again. But then again, you're not an idiot. No, I am a fucking idiot.
Here's A. to strike the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's 2nd and 7.
You need an authority figure, and it's no surprise you've looked to me.
I'm looking to escalate my authority problem. Robbing banks and stuff.
And he's going to go down. He
I was thinking, man, this is a goddamn shame. Gang should be so wild. Nigga, ain't nothing positive to where the kids do all the work to pay some old bastards to live like kings. Niggas like the government. So a guy like Peter Dreyfus, Matt Cool, well, it had to do with the sequel. Michael being the movie did, you wouldn't see Dreyfus as someone who he was still stuck on the movies. We saw how he was around something.
Ready to get their drive started. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. They start to drive with White, and he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now 2nd and 9.
I'm going to turn off the main breaker right now, and I'm going to show you how fast an EcoFlow power system can bring your house back online.
marker right there. Just 20 milliseconds of quick switch over time. Scale number 3 is EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra X. Let's talk about it. You just saw it. I killed the main breaker to the whole house, and the system switched over so fast that your electronics won't even notice. That 20 millisecond speed was made possible by the completely redesigned 32-circuit Smart Panel 3 and powered by EcoFlow's newest and largest 12,000-watt battery backup system.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now,
welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is PCR Survival, where normally my videos are about the repair and maintenance of anything and everything HVACR related, and I also repair home standby generators. Now, if you set your mind to this review is not biased, let me first start by saying I'm not a dedicated review channel trying to sell you the next shiny thing. My goal is to explain what the Delta Pro Ultra X and Smart Panel 3 has to offer, and if you're interested in purchasing one, I'll leave a link down in the description below where you can save some money. Although EcoFlow provided the equipment at no cost to me, I'm not being paid for this video, and as always, I reserve the right to get my fair and honest.
Set to begin the third quarter.
This place is a dream factory.
And ironically, Mike Levy commented on Peter's
first as the second half is underway.
calling it a classic, along with commenting on the movie
yards
starting
deep, he'll bring it
a
out of the
Pacific
end
character.
zone.
Mike Levy showed this after Hilda Franklin was slightly on this same subject.
No matter what we doing here, dog, the legs we pulling, them violent dudes, man, they are real criminals. Now, so, they're making magic. Man, about making magic for me. Turn this shit into champagne. And it's right. It's all hype to go with the shots of the train, dog. When the thing decided the basic requirements to make sense and act consistently in character. Oh, man. I don't know. I think maybe we should find a shop and get on the ground.
That's more a stripper. Although we see what Franklin saw as well.
Trash throw taken in by Evans here.
Measure, so
And the run past midfield just a yard or two shy of 40. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up the first down.
Together the letter, but even getting this letter is something in itself. It really shows the length we have to go just to find out that you have places to fix or not. And the letter decades later shows straight inside of that. Which is telling. It shows more of why Franklin was the one who was responsible for his actions. When it's actually
space for their guys carrying the
together,
ball, but when
Peter
that guy
starts off
also
by saying
breaks
that
tackles
he
and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Well, this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 17-yard line.
His actual mindset about himself was shown in this too. Basically calling himself a god. He stands on what he did with the fact of his power.
They run straight ahead here with White. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 122 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 4 yards remain on second down, ball on the 10.
Just to be the good guy.
Back to throw.
David's son under the bus. Calling him a worthless attack. Always saying he's a worthless.
Mike Evans with career touchdown number 128. He's now tied with Marvin Harrison for number 9 on the all-time list. And the Buccaneers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile we do have an injured player. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff though going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
No motherfucking respect. Motherfucker, I got respect for reality.
All the way to Devin West. You just could do something.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Hand off to Achane to begin the drive. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Running lanes ran a premium in the first half. He's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Again, it's Achane. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Tua sets up to pass it. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of two play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive guy,
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
Trask and the Bucs now going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 130 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Good yardage there on 1st down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And now again, the play clock's going to run out on him. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Second down, Trask. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Now Trask loses it. And this is picked up. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Now Joey Sly for the point after. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They're right back out there after watching the fumble go the other way. Still in control of this game, but that needs to serve as a wake-up call because they're not in the clear yet.
No, the message should be clear that fortunes can change pretty quickly when you turn the ball over. You've got to take care of it, otherwise that lead can slip away quickly.
Call that a very strong gain of 24. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Now a second down throw for Trask. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. But that offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the 3rd quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick 6.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person just ended up in the end zone with the football. He was the one that answered the bell.
The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Touring the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive starts with a run from Achane. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been terrific so far.
Trust me.
This is taken at the 15. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll start the drive with a give to White. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Second and a couple. He'll drop to throw. And there's a short one taken in by Otten. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Now this throw caught left side. Then he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. On a handoff, it's White. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They stay on the ground with White. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rashad White with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bucs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is now 24. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Rashad White who wrapped the drive up with a touchdown run. Touchdown. Here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Where do you go? Credit card.
Request for a return match. What about it?
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. Short throw to Smith. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, an almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. From midfield, here's Tua. And this one complete to Smith. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Goes right back to Smith again. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence.
Up in his game.
Made sure the quarterback saw him and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Tua to throw again. This one thrown underneath to Achane. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
In motion, Hill. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away.
Oh my God!
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in-vogue plays, kind of like the shovel pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
You'll be on your way to meeting a bunch of people.
Great, I'm downloading it right now.
You can just hit the link below and join the fun.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Throw caught by Achane. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled him a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost, and then a little bit more.
Slot man moves right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Inside this box, there's a gift from me and Trevor.
Defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
It's in your garage.
For the offensive coordinator, whether you have 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
All right, come on. Yo, Chop, what's up, Chop?
Okay, so I'm using President or something, guys, which is the, it's car keys. He says in the garage. Obviously, he's got the car, right, guys? Obviously, it's a car. Let's go see what type of car
Trask
it
and
is.
the Bucks now going to come up first and 10.
Okay, I see
At their own
Trevor's
13.
car there. Oh, and I see Michael's car. So they go
Clock
here.
down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
What the? Not breaking me. It ain't nothing in here.
Everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Oh, you guys
wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7.
Friend here. We took our eyes away from him just for a few minutes.
To run again here with White. And down he'll go at the 25.
Did someone steal it?
First down pickup of 8. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. They're leading the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you got to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it in. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back from the 31. Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll go up the middle with White. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line. Carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to attack those master guys you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Now a give to White. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They're bringing us about right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. This was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
It's so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what